Come sit with me. We need to talk about this. There is a specific feeling you get when nothing is wrong. Not the feeling of peace, something closer to unease, like waiting, like your body is doing a slow scan of the room, looking for the thing that hasn't happened yet. You are in a relationship with someone who is kind, someone who shows up, someone who doesn't disappear when things get hard and then come back acting like nothing happened, who doesn't give you the best weekend of your life and then go cold for a week, who doesn't raise their voice and then make you feel like you imagined it. They are just here, steady, consistent, and something in your body says, this is wrong. Not intellectually. You know in your mind that this person is good. You know it. But the feeling underneath that knowledge is something else. Too quiet, too still. Nothing is happening. Is this even real? Do they actually care? Why don't I feel more? I want to give you a name for that feeling. And I want to tell you exactly where it came from. Because it did not come from your judgment. And it is not your gut telling you the truth. There is a name for what I just described. In my field, we talk about what happens when a nervous system gets calibrated, tuned, the way you tune a radio, to a specific kind of environment. When love, in the room you grew up in, always came with adrenaline. When connection and unpredictability lived in the same house. When you learned, without anyone teaching you, that real love has a specific temperature, and that temperature runs hot. But here's what I want you to hold on to from this video. Plain words, not clinical ones. A nervous system that confuses calm with empty because it was raised on storms. Let me say that one more time, because I need it to land. A nervous system that confuses calm with empty because it was raised on storms. That's what's happening. That's all. It is not a flaw in your personality. It is not your intuition warning you. It is not proof that this person is wrong for you, or that you are wrong for them, or that you are incapable of receiving something good. It is your body running a program that was written a long time ago, in a room that no longer exists. Okay, I want to go back with you now, because this pattern does not come from nowhere, and I don't think you understand how specifically it was built, and how right your body was to build it. Think about the earliest version of love you knew. I'm not asking you to excavate. I'm asking something simpler. In the house you grew up in, what did love look like when it was most real? For a lot of people watching this, love looked like intensity. Not abuse necessarily, not violence necessarily, just heat, warmth and argument living down the hall from each other. A parent who was the most present person in the world on Saturday and somewhere far away on Monday. A love that always came with something attached to it, a shift in mood, a condition you had to watch for, a peace you could never quite trust because you knew from experience that it was temporary. Not because the people who loved you were bad people, because they were carrying things, because life was already asking a lot of them, and love had to compete for space with everything else. I know this one from the inside. I grew up in a house where love was real and loud. Not destructive, just real. Things mattered, feelings moved, and quiet, real quiet, made me nervous. Because quiet, when I was small, sometimes meant something was building. So here's what your body did. It learned to read the room. When things got loud, when the temperature went up, when something was happening, your body said, okay, I recognize this. I know how to navigate this. I know what to watch for. I know the shape of this. And when things got still, your body said, I don't know what this is. I don't trust this. Either nothing is real or something is coming that I can't see yet. That was not dysfunction. That was accurate. If you grew up in a room where the calm before the storm was a real thing, where the quiet before something broke was a warning you learned to recognize. Your body was right. Your nervous system did exactly what it was supposed to do. It learned the weather, and it became very, very good at predicting it. The researchers who first mapped how children learn to attach to the people who love them, Bowlby and Ainsworth, they documented something important about this. When the adults in a child's life are unpredictable, the child does not detach and move on. The child does the opposite. They stay alert. They stay close. They keep their radar on because turning off the radar feels more dangerous than anything the radar might pick up. And that alertness, that low-level, constant scanning, it becomes familiar. It becomes the background noise of what love feels like. And when love shows up without that noise, the body says, "This is not love. Something is missing." So when a calm person finally enters your life, someone whose temperature is steady, who comes home when they say they'll come home, who doesn't need to be chased, who doesn't go cold and then warm and then cold again, your body doesn't say, "Oh, thank God, I've been waiting for this." Your body says, "I don't feel anything." And your mind, trying to explain that feeling, reaches for the closest explanation it has. Maybe I'm not attracted to them. Maybe this isn't the right relationship. Maybe I need more. Maybe this is not what love is supposed to feel like. You with me? Stay with me. I want to name something here because I think it matters for a lot of people watching this. In many families, families that were navigating real pressure, real scarcity, real worlds that asked everything and gave back very little, the volatility in the house wasn't just random. It was a response to a world that was genuinely hard. Generations of people who loved each other under circumstances that didn't leave much room. Love was real, and it was loud, because everything was real, and everything was loud. Grief was loud. Worry was loud. Joy, when it came, was loud too, because that's how you knew it was real. My grandmother would have said it like this: "You can't raise children on storms and then wonder why they don't know how to sit in the sunshine." That is not blame. That is understanding. The people who loved you were doing their best in a world that was not doing its best for them. And the nervous system they passed on to you, the one that reads calm as empty, came from survival. It came from love. It came from people who needed to stay alert because staying alert was what kept them alive. And it may be costing you now. In the relationship with the person who is consistent and kind and not going anywhere, the one you keep looking at and thinking, "Why don't I feel more? Why is this so hard to trust?" Because your body never got the signal that the storm was over. Nobody told your nervous system it was okay to put the radar down. So the radar stayed on. And it is reading calm as the absence of something real. A nervous system that confuses calm with empty because it was raised on storms is not broken. It is a body that did what it had to do. The reflex that saved your childhood is not required to run your adult life. And the room that built it is no longer there. So, here's what I want to give you: 3 steps. Each one takes less than 30 seconds. You can start tonight. Step 1, name it. When the "this is boring" thought shows up, when your body starts looking for something wrong in a relationship that has given you nothing wrong, pause and say these words out loud or in your head. "This is my nervous system, not my judgment." That's the whole sentence. You are not dismissing the feeling. You're locating it correctly. It is a signal from a room in the past, not a reading of the room you are in right now. That distinction matters. That distinction is everything. Step 2, stay. Don't manufacture something to feel. I want to be careful here because I'm not saying you do this consciously. I'm saying the body knows how to create familiar weather when things get too still. It starts small, a fight that didn't need to happen, a test you give your partner without telling them it's a test, a distance you create just to see if they'll come find you, a silence you use to see how long they'll tolerate it before they crack. None of this is premeditated. All of it is the nervous system doing what it learned to do, making weather when the weather feels wrong. When you notice that pattern starting, don't follow it. Stay in the boring. Let it be boring. Let yourself feel the discomfort of a moment that isn't escalating. That discomfort is not a warning. That discomfort is what change actually feels like. Step 3. Ask yourself one question. Not tonight, over weeks, across the weeks ahead. Is boring starting to feel like safe? Because that shift, when the stillness that used to feel like absence starts to feel like something you can rest in, that shift is what rewiring actually looks like. It is quiet. It is slow. It does not announce itself. And if you're looking for the big moment, the breakthrough, the feeling of finally, you will miss it. So watch for the small thing. The morning you wake up and don't start the day scanning. The evening you sit next to this person and your body doesn't want to leave. That's the signal. That's the nervous system learning new weather. And if there is someone in your life who moved very fast, who said, I love you in 3 weeks, who felt so electric and so alive and so real that this calm relationship feels flat by comparison, and you're wondering whether that intensity was love or whether it was something else, there's a different video for that. It's called, He Said I Love You in 3 Weeks. Tonight, I want you to do one thing. Find the calmest moment you have. A partner sitting quietly in the same room. A friend who doesn't create drama. Even just a room in your house with nothing going on in it. Sit in it for 10 minutes. Don't scroll. Don't solve anything. Just sit. And notice, just notice, whether your body wants to leave. Whether something in you is looking for an exit, a problem, a reason to move. Don't leave. You don't have to fix that feeling tonight. You only have to let it be there. You only have to stay in it once. The next time your body says, this is too quiet, something must be missing, I want you to remember what you heard here. A nervous system that confuses calm with empty because it was raised on storms is not broken. It is a body that learned exactly what it needed to learn. And now, slowly, in weeks, in small moments you almost miss, it is learning something new. Take care of you, all of you. I'll be right here.